Hi guys, and welcome to today's task. Is it even recording? Yeah, okay. For today's task, I want to discuss with you something that we've been using for the past almost 4 months that we've been gone. We are actually back in Utah now, but the item we're talking about is something I've tested all the way from the Florida Keys, all the way across the country to Utah. And it is my internet. When you go RVing, there are a few options that you have for internet. A lot of people like Starlink, and a lot of people in our RV park where we stayed for 3 months did have Starlink, but I converted them quickly to what we are using. Now, today is not sponsored in any way by any company. I'm just giving you the facts of what I came to know and what I'm using for my own self. The internet that we chose to go with while we were out on the road was the T-Mobile home internet plan. I use the word home internet loosely because we use this wherever we were at, whether we were in Tennessee, whether we were in Georgia, whether we were in Kansas, all the way to Wyoming to Utah. We have used this home internet in our trailer and just had it plugged in, and it works really well. Some places better than others, but a few key points I like about it is that it is unlimited. No matter how much data you are using for the month, it will not throttle down. That's a big deal because some companies won't guarantee that. You get up to so much unlimited, then they throttle you down and they keep giving you it at the lower speeds. These speeds never changed, no matter how much we used it per month, and we used it every single day. The next thing I like is that it is $50 a month. $50 is pretty cheap considering how much most people pay for internet, whether it's Comcast, whether it's Starlink, which is $150 a month. The other thing I like about this internet is that it requires no startup. There's not pieces that I gotta buy. This comes with your subscription and it doesn't cost you anything extra to have it. That's a pretty good deal. Other internets like Starlink want to charge you for hardware that you need, whether it's the home kit that's I think around $600 or the traveling kits which go up from there and can get more expensive. Those are some of the pros. Let me show you some of the speeds that we had while we were coming across the country. Starting in Florida, we averaged almost 400 megabytes of download and up to 100 plus of upload, which is huge. Even with a fiber line at my old house, we did not have 100 megabytes of upload speed. So that's really cool. And as we traveled, obviously our speeds changed a little bit and location of where the device could sit in the trailer changed. And sometimes there were just items outside of the trailer that we couldn't do anything about, blocking service. There is some variables and you're subject to some down spots, but we didn't really run into too many down spots. Surprisingly, when we got back to Utah, I totally forgot about it until we powered up the RV and I realized, oh my gosh, my data speeds are so fast, which I didn't think was possible because my friend's experience said that anything west of the Mississippi, he would lose service, and our service looked like it was trending that way until I got to Utah. So that's pretty cool that it actually has just as good of speeds here. Here are the pros that I like about this. It's $50. That's pretty reasonable, and so reasonable that I think I'm changing my home internet to my house to it as well and keeping this one in the RV for the road. Very little cost for startup. This comes with your subscription, so that's a big pro. Second pro is that it's simple to hook up. All you have to do is power it on, download the app in your phone, and point it to the best direction. We've gotten lucky because it's always been the backside of the trailer that's been the best direction, and that's where it stayed the entire duration of the trip. What are some of the cons? One of the cons is that it does not have a pause. I can't postpone this subscription until we go on the road again and just start it back up like you can do with Starlink. That is a big pro. The other con is it isn't guaranteed service everywhere, whereas Starlink Mobile, you can be out in the middle of nowhere and they're pretty good odds you're going to have decent service. One of the other pros that I like about this system is it comes with hookups that are already built in for a directional antenna if you want to boost the signal. My friend actually used one and his signal was always 200 or 300 megabytes faster than mine was. Even though mine was plenty fast, his was faster because he had that directional antenna. So if you are in an area that is getting maybe slower speeds, try the directional antenna and you can boost it. And this is already set up for it. If you're going on the road and you're wanting a cheaper choice than Starlink, I do recommend the T-Mobile home internet and just put it in your RV. When we first built our house, I was looking at internet options that we had out here in the boonies, and I contacted T-Mobile and it wasn't offered in this area. Technically, it's still not offered in this area, but I have exceptional service here. So I do recommend calling, seeing if you can set it up, and just test it for yourself. If you add a directional antenna, you can actually boost it, so where rural internet may not be available, you may be able to bring it to your home, which is really cool. Having both subscriptions, one for the trailer and one for the house, is still cheaper than any singular subscription here where we live. So I get my mobile internet and I get my constant internet, and that's just unbelievable. I don't know how long the price will stay that way. The cool part is there's no contract either, so I can terminate it at any time. If you guys learned something about your RV internet today, give this video a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And if you guys have other questions or comments about RVing that you want to leave, please comment down below. I love to read what you have to say, and I love to hear from you. And until next time, we'll see you guys later.